I got one.
All right.
Never have I ever wanted to kill a minority.
Minority? God damn it!
Are they just minorities but normal?
I live in St. Louis with a lot of ghettos.
I live in California with a lot of gays.
Brothers,
A lot of queers. My old lady lives in Alameda.
Looks like we gotta start lynching.
I live in North Carolina with all the What?
Whoa! Hard R.
Hey, if Kumar.
Yeah,
You know,
Hello?
the KKK aren't really that racist. I've been to one of their rallies.
You want to get
Hey.
a pizza pie to the face?
Hey boys,
Pepsi's back!
What's gonna...
I got a review on an Amazon product. This is a real review. I'm gonna read it to y'all. You ready?
No.
Okay.
After having been told my danglies looked like an elderly Rastafarian, I decided to take the plunge and buy some of this, as the previous shaving attempts had only been mildly successful, and I nearly put out my back trying to reach the more difficult bits. Being a bit of a romantic, I thought I would do the deed on the missus's birthday as a bit of a treat. I ordered it well in advance, and working in the North Sea, I considered myself a bit above some of the characters writing the previous reviews and wrote them off as soft office types. Oh, my fellow sufferers, how wrong I was. I waited until the other half was tucked up in bed, and after giving some vague hints about a special surprise, I went down to the bathroom. Initially, all went well, and I applied the gel and stood waiting for something to happen. I didn't have to wait long. At first, there was a gentle warmth, which in a matter of seconds was replaced by an intense burning and a feeling I can only describe as being giving a barbed wire wedgie by two people intent on hitting my head with the ceiling. Religion hadn't featured much in my life until that night, but I suddenly became willing to convert to any religion to stop the violent burning. Around the turd tunnel and what seemed like the destruction of the meat and two veggies. Struggling to not bite through my bottom lip, I tried to wash the gel off in the sink and only succeeded in blocking the plug hole with a mat of hair. Through a haze of tears, I struggled out of the bathroom across the hall into the kitchen. By this time, I was walking. Was not really, and I crawled to the final yard to the fridge in hope of some form of cold relief. I yanked the freezer drawer out and found a tub of ice cream, tore the lid off and positioned it under me. The relief was fantastic, but only temporary, as it melted fairly quickly due to the firing stabbings in return. Due to the shape of the ice cream tub, I hadn't managed to give the old starfish any treatment, and I groped around the drawer for something else. As I was sure my vision was going to fail fairly soon, I grabbed a bag of what later I found out was frozen sprouts and tore it open, trying to be quiet as I did so. I took a handful of them and tried in vain to clench them between my cheeks of my ass. This was not doing the trick, as some of the gel had found its way up the chute tunnel, and it felt like the space shuttle was running its engines behind me. This was probably and hopefully the only life I was going to wish there was a gay snowman in the kitchen, which would give you some idea of the depths I was willing to sink in order to ease the pain. The only solution my pain-crazed mind could come up with was to gently ease one of the sprouts where no vegetable had gone before. Unfortunately, alerted by the strange grunts coming from the kitchen, the other half chose that moment to come and investigate, and was greeted by the sight and was ass in the air, strawberry ice cream dripping from my balls, and pushing a sprout up my ass while muttering, "Oh, that feels good." Understandably, this was a shock to her, and she let out a scream, and as I hadn't heard her come in, it caused an involuntary spasm of shock in myself, which resulted in the sprout being ejected at quite some speed in her direction. I can only understand that having a sprout parted against your leg at 11 a.m. at night in the kitchen probably wasn't the special surprise you would expect. And having to explain to the kids the next day what the strange hollow in the ice cream was didn't improve my status. So to sum it up, Veet removes hair, dignity, and self-respect.
Oh my